Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back for day 18 of hashtag Creep on June. Please excuse if I've got some ink and stuff on my fingers. I'm literally filmed this video straight after day 17's video. So the ephemera base for today was this beautifully grungy, and it really is beautifully grungy, file folder. So I decided today what I'm going to do is let's go back to a bit of a basic idea, you know, which is really good for our junk journals. And I've got a CD envelope here. So the first thing I want to do, so I want to make this a pocket for a journal. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut just a smidge off either end because I want this to open. I also don't really need the flap, so we'll probably end up, I'm thinking if I fold this over, will it secure it a bit more? It might do. So I'm going to leave the flap for a moment, and what I'm also going to do is I'm going to remove the cellophane kind of acetate. See how easily that peeled off? Wonderful. Which means I can pull this over now and then grab a pencil and do a line there, because I think I want this to make, this is the side the pocket, the ephemera piece is going to come in now, the journaling card basically. So I want this to stay here just so that I can make this end nice and secure. So the next thing I'm going to do, which means we don't really need these on the back either. I mean, when it sticks down, that's going to be over. Might have to stick an extra piece there. Right. So the next thing we're going to do whilst we are waiting is I want to use some alcohol inks on part of, excuse my very messy mat. It's messy because I use it for a lot of inks. And so I want this really to be in the circle, but I don't want it all over. So I have some Dijon and caramel. And I'm going to start off with the lighter colour. And again, I don't want it all over. Now you can, I don't know how well this is going to work on here because I haven't used it on this kind of cellophane. And I've just got this sponge that I kind of say I don't want all over, and then I'm kind of doing it all over. You get your blending liquids as well. I don't always use my blending liquids because one, I'm a little bit lazy with it. And two, I kind of like the mottled effect this gives. So I'm just, you can see I'm just dabbing this on in places. It blends together more, but I like that kind of circle effect. I know, strange, but I do. And then I want to see if I can pick up some of it from there and just kind of move it into places. Possibly not. That may or may not work, but we shall see. So there we go, guys. You can see that now. And I'm going to leave it just like that. And I'm going to put it to the side to dry. And that's basically the same technique I use for my sellotape as well. So I've got this grungy, I've got a blurp, blurp, blurp. Let's start again. I have this paper from the kit. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to add a little bit here, but that's okay. So I want to stick this onto here. And I'm just going to stick the whole thing on. And you might be like, what are you doing, Belle? Like, what are you doing? But you'll see. Yeah, sometimes it's just nice to go back to using CD folders and paper bags, CD holders, CD sleeves, and paper bags, and all that good stuff that we have in our we're gluing this side down first in our stash. I'm turning this round and round. I apologize. I'm trying to make sure, because the front is bigger than the back, I want to make sure that I actually put it where it's gonna realistically need to be. That's not straight at all. Come on, quick, 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 quick. Let's get this on straight. Let's do it up near the top. That would help, wouldn't it? Okay. Straight. Perfect. Okay. And now I'm going to glue around this bit. Glue book. I'm going to glue around that bit, and we're going to stick that down too. I know, crazy, right? No. I'm going to rip a hole, and I want the ripped effect. So I need all of the paper to already be stuck down. You've seen me do this a few times on projects in Creep on June. I'm not gluing this down yet because it can go over the top of the cellophane when it's finally done. So now I need to cut all of this, trim it all down. Excuse me while I get my paper trimmer. And just trim it. And I need to lift that up and then trim this super carefully. I'm going to need to use scissors on that bit. And let's turn it over and just trim a little bit of this off too. Just a little bit. Reminds me of that song, which I'm not going to sing because of copyright, but if you know, you know. So that's going to go like that. Let me get my scoreboard. And then let's score this down the middle. Like so. And today we're going to use a piece that I haven't used yet in any of my projects, which will be fun. That's actually longer than it needs to be. How perfect is that? We're going to use one of the Skelly folk. Did I just trim that? Did that just come off? No, good, good, good. So yeah, so now that back is just as long. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to remember which way up it is. And while we're at it, I need to put some music paper in here, some vintage music paper, because when you pull it out, when you pull the journaling card out, you're obviously going to see the back. Now you can just stencil. I just like adding something extra in there. So that's what I am going to do. I need to make sure this is the right way up. Yeah, so I'm just going to move it over from that fold to just make it easier. Like so. Yeah, I want you to be able to see something else, not just plain white. Like I said, you can stencil, especially as it's open like this. It would be beautiful to do some stenciling in here. But I'm using up my vintage music paper again because I like it. And it's just that simple. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to fill where this hole is, because obviously you're going to be able to see it. Whatever is visible through the hole needs to be covered. So, yeah. Okay, then. Let's clear that down. I probably will stitch this shut. In fact, there's no probably. I'm going to be stitching this shut. It's a thing. Anyway, so now, and you've seen me do this a few times, I'm going to wet this just a little bit. Oh my gosh, can't get my water bottle. Because I just find it makes it easier for me to tear. And then I'm literally going to put a hole in this. And obviously I don't need all this space at all. So I can just start ripping. Just start ripping this open. I'm doing it really carefully, and I'm doing it from the back so that I can see what I'm ripping. And I'm not doing it all the way to the edge of the CD case. I'm leaving a little bit just to give me more space to work with on the front, and also it means I can have that tear effect with the paper. So yeah, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and show you the finish. So I've torn all that, and you can see some of these are really big now on the outside, but you can just tear them a little bit. We want it to have an effect like this, like so. We are going to ink it. Stay with me. I mean, you could ink the whole thing, if I'm being honest. You could just get your inks out and really grunge up the whole piece of all the card like that, and then that one can come up a little bit. So it kind of looks like that. You've rolled it up. We've got a frame. And I'm going to start off with my walnut stain. Again, it's really good to just get your inks on the side and spray them. Like so. So yeah, I haven't used any of the skeletons yet, and they're really creepy and cool. So I wanted to use the skeletons in this particular project because they are a perfect size, really, for what they called CD cases. Hello, what's your word, Belle? So we got some brown, and then obviously I'm going to come in with the black soot. And yeah, I may actually wet this whole thing. It may work better like that, so we can get the inks kind of moving a little bit as well. But then I also have to dry it. I think I'm going to do that. Where is... I've got a little bit of this. Let's wet these so that the ink moves a little bit. Yeah, let's do this. Woohoo! I'm doing it over here where it's not as wet, guys, before people go, oh my gosh, you put it in the wet bit. Nope, no I didn't. You could just ink it, but I wasn't getting as much of the colour onto here as I wanted. Right, where has my cloth gone? And then we're going to use some of the black. And I now have this all over my CD case, which is fine because I don't mind that. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of black. Yeah, let's do the back too, because otherwise it's going to look weird just having the front and the back. And let's put some brown on the back too. I really do need to re-ink my walnut stain. And then I am going to dry this off, because if I wet this anymore, this whole thing is going to fall apart. So, oh yeah, let's put some on the inside too. Why not? So I'm going to go and use my heat gun to dry this, and I will be back. Okay, so guys, I have ironed that, and I have also ironed it. I have dried it, and I have also ironed it, which just means, let's move this, that these are now lovely and flat as well, which is really, really good. So that they're dry, they're flat, and hopefully they won't catch on anything. Obviously, do not, under any circumstances, use your heat gun if you've still got the acetate in. And that is where we're going to come to now. So the window has dried. And I'm trying to see which way this was. I feel like I want it up at the end, and I don't want it covering everything. So let's have a look at how that's going to look. Oh, yes. Let's just see if I like it down the bottom better, because you never know. Although we're going to have the skelly people down the bottom, so that's not fitting there very well. Could do it this way and chop some of it off. We're going to have the skeleton people down the bottom, and we're going to have some words down here and that. So I think I want it more at the top. That works better for me. So now I need to just roughly glue this on. And I can also put a dab of glue around here. This will also be stitched around, but it won't hurt to have some glue there as well. Like so. And then we're going to do this. And again, if you're using something like this, don't put the glue too near the edge. You don't want it seeping out. Like so. Perfect. We've got some over here, which is some extra. So let me cut that off because we don't need that. And now, because that is down, get stuck to your fingers. Because that is down, I can now stick this down too. In fact, I'll use my other glue for this. I can stick this edge down. Really press that. And that's going to go on there. Oh, I just love that. I like doing it like this, where it's kind of half and half. I do also like using the whole of the ink on the whole window. But to me, this adds even a more creepier look, because it looks like something seeped behind it and gone grotty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to stitch this together and also around the window. I'm just going to ink up with a walnut stain. Let's add that because, you know. But yeah, I am going to, and I need to really make sure this edge has been nice and inked. I am going to stitch around. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch around this. Then I've got a stitch down here. And then I've got to close it up and stitch around. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back. So you can see I've stitched all the way around this in a couple of stitches. I've actually left some of the threads inside so you can see them through, because I like that. And then I've stitched down here but left this open. And then we've got this double pocket, I've stitched it together. So yes, so this is now pocket. And this is when we get to our actual journaling card. So I don't know if I want the tab or not. I don't think I do. So I'm just going to cut that. And then I need to think, what do I want showing? I think I want more of this because it's not as busy and the outside's quite busy. So we're going to kind of measure. I can see where my stitching is, and I know that the pocket will be quite tight near the stitching. So I kind of do it 1/4 of maybe a centimetre. away from the stitching, and then it should fit. We're going to try it out first, because obviously I need to know that it will actually fit in here before I do anything else. Just love it. And I used this paper because I felt like, you know, it really picks up this kind of imagery there. So let's see if that will go in. Right, first things first, do what I always do, get my bone folder in there, just making sure everything is a bit more space. Why is that catching? What is it catching on? Thread. It's catching on thread. Okay. Oh, I love that. I love it. And it fits really well. So this now needs to be backed. I had some paper. I don't know where my paper went. This is too thick. So let's have a look if I've got some paper in here that I can use. I could use scraps. I do have some blue paper. I mean, there's blue on here, so that would work quite well. And then I have got some scraps. So let's just do that, guys. And I'm gluing this on now because it'll give me time to dry. It'll give it time to dry. Seriously, what is wrong today? It'll give it time to dry in between decorating the front, because I want to round the corners, and the corner rounder doesn't like it if the glue's too wet. So we're just going to use some of this because it's yummy. And again, it picks up the blue slightly in the front. Perfect. Let's trim that off. Bluey grey. And then let's finish this. And we can use some of this. I'm just going to tear it. And then which side's grungier? Oh, this side's yummier, so we're using that side. Yeah. And then we're going to get decorating. If you don't have CD cases, firstly, they're super cheap to pick up on Amazon. But if you don't want to, because, you know, let's face it, we should be using up rather than constantly buying. Well, that's what I'm trying to do today. I keep thinking if I keep saying it, it'll remind me of what I'm doing this year. I want to really, as they say, shop my stash and use what I have, or think about how I can make something. But I already had a huge pack of these. Oh, why is that still on there? But they're easy to make. I'm sure I've seen tutorials out there. I can't from the top of my head think of someone, but I know there are tutorials out there that show you how to make CD type envelopes. So we've got this cute couple. I mean, cute might be pushing it, but I think they look quite cute. They look really cheery, don't they? Look, and they're all dressed up. They're very dapper. Dapper indeed. And if I put them there, when I put them in the envelope, don't lose your head now, mate. Right, I might have to cut one of those threads because it keeps catching as I put it in. Yeah, so we want those. I mean, come on. They're just too cute. Look at them. Hello, you. Hello, you. Yeah, fancy going a courting? Oh, yes, let's go a cotton. Courting. Do people even say that anymore? My granddad used to say it all the time to me. It didn't matter that I'd been with my partner for years and years and years, and my granddad was still like, are you going to courting? Yes, granddad, we're going courting. We're together. We have children. It's more than courting. But it was something he always said. You're going courting? You're still courting? I don't know if that's like particularly English terminology here in the UK. It's a very old term. But it was also very just sweet that he would say it all the time. Now, I'm not putting too much behind here because one, I don't think it needs it. And two, we're going to decorate the front. So I don't want to put too much behind them, but I'll think about what I want to put behind them whilst I'm busy doing other pieces. It's like Barbara at 49 Dragonflies sometimes. She often says, just do one thing at a time. And then that'll lead you to the next thing and the next thing. So sometimes I like to do part of a piece and then think about if I want to add more to that piece. But realistically, I think this is quite beautiful as it is. And we have a lot going on the front too. So we're going to put this in here so that I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, I do love those threads on the inside, you know, guys. That was not planned, but I do kind of love the way they hang. Look, makes it look like she's got wisps of hair. Okay, so we've got that. And now let's get to decorating a little bit. Now I had a word. Where has my word gone to? That I wanted to use across here. And I also want to use some of the flowers. Here we go. Here it is. Oh, I was going to put, that's what I was going to add. I was going to add a bat inside. Could add it on top, but I think I was thinking either the word cursed or cadaverous. Because, you know, I think I like the word cursed. This is from a Release the Crafting digital. I will leave the link to their shop down below where you can find a whole collection of fabulous word sheets, and there's plenty of Gothic, witchy, spooky ones there. I like that. But now that doesn't look so thingy. Or cadaverous. Let's tear this. See which one I like. Because either work. I like cursed. We're going to go with cursed. Okay, so let's put some black soot around this. And then, again, you would have seen me do this quite a few times, but I'm just going to layer it up and add, oh, I love, this is some vintage book spine. I love that. Can I just say I love it? And then let's have a look. We could have some lace. Well, this is some spider web netting. So let's get a little bit of that too. Let's bring in some lace, some fabric. Because if you can't tell by now, I love working with fabric. That's something I enjoy. I feel like it needs more. It needs more behind. So I'm thinking of bringing in some of the cheesecloth that I have been using. And I just think it needs a bit of this behind. And it obviously needs to be torn a little bit. Because obviously it does. So let's move that. And let's have this. Yep, that's what it needs. Now, I am going to go stitch this now before anything moves. And then we can glue it on. Okay, so that's all stitched around. I just did a straight stitch. And that's going to go on there. Oh my gosh, I just love it. It looks so lovely. And I did want to use some flowers. I've been using these throughout on different projects. And I just thought, well, they look so dapper. They almost look like they're going to get married, you know, or something like that. And I just thought, don't they look adorable? Let's have a look at that. Oh, yes, I like that. That'll be inked up anyway. Yes, yes, yes. Unless I want something different to this one. Have I got another one in a slightly... Hold on. This one has more of a red to it. Is that too much red, though? Red on red? I mean, it's inked, so it's not like red. I'm thinking I like the gold. I'm going to ink it anyway. So, yeah. Right. I say I'm going to ink it. Where on earth? There it is. I was thinking, oh no, where's my black soot ink pad. No, you can't disappear. I need you. Yeah, they just look so cute, don't they, together? He's like, hello. Hello, my lady. And she's like, hello, my gentleman. Let's go for our Sunday walk in our best. And he picks her some flowers. And they're like, cursed. Who cares? We are having the times of our undead life. And she's like, oh, you just look so cute. I always liked you in your fancy hat. He's like, you still look beautiful, darling. Bones and all. She's like, oh, you're saying such sweet things. So I'm using a bit of gold and a tad of green on here. Because again, I want to kind of pick up some of the colour. And I just want it to shine a little bit. Can you see that? You can probably mainly see it on my hands. Oh, what a cute couple they make. And yeah, this can be a floating pocket because theoretically you could add paper to the back so that you can write on it as a journal, as a journaling space, or you can just use it as a pocket as is. Here's some flowers, my darling. Did you steal them from the grave again? Well, yes. I can't exactly walk into a shop looking like this, can I? Anyway, yes. So you can have it as a pocket or a tuck spot in your journal. I mainly just wanted to do this. So adorable. You guys are so adorable. Why, thank you. Even though it says cursed. Cursed? Pish posh. We're not cursed. We're just having the time of our lives. Even though our lives are over. But we are just enjoying ourselves too much. So we decided to stick around. Yes, we did. Right, that white is too white. So I'm just going to gently go over it with my walnut stain. There we go. That's a bit better. Perfect. I mean, yes, the flowers. Can you see them too much? Probably not, but they are on there. I definitely think I'm going to add a bat to the back. I mean, I could add it up there, couldn't I? But I feel like it looks better in here on the card where you can just partially see it. Yep, that looks better. So we're going to stick it on there. There's a little bit of decoration on there. We don't need too much decoration. I was wondering actually, do you know what we are going to add to it? We are going to add something. We are going to add some texture paste. Does it need it? Probably not. But I want it. So let's have a look at what I want to use. I feel like I want to use the flowers, so that's what I'm going to do. Where is, I see it. I feel like I want to use this. I may use it this way around. I have to be super careful not to get it on her face. So I'm going to kind of cover her face up with my fingers. We're still going to add the bat, so don't worry if you're thinking, but what about the bat bell? That looked cute. Maybe they're taking their bat out for a walk. Do we think? That's their pet. And just going out in their Sunday best with their pet bat late at night. And having fun. I don't want this perfect. Right, let's carefully lift this now. Oh yeah, that adds a little something, and I think we could do with a little bit over here too. Because yeah, such an easy way to add some decoration, and it's thin enough that it's not going to really cause any problems going in and out of that pocket. It's a bit much there. That can go back. And I'm using the Tim Holtz Distressed texture paste in black. Let's lift this up. Ah, yes. Let's clean that. Oh, that would help, wouldn't it? Let's clean that. The bat's still going to be added, but I just think that adds so much to that. And I need to stitch some fabric here. So I'm going to let this dry. And we're going to come back and do the final touches. Okay, so the paste is dry and I added some fabric tab because you didn't need to see me do that. You've seen me do it a lot of times. I did add some of this lace here. Now, I know it's very white and it's got flowers on it, but she's got some lace on her ruffle and her sleeves, and I felt that kind of worked. And now we're going to attach the bat. Dun, 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 because I still feel like it needs a bat. Does it? Possibly not. Am I going to add one? Yes, I am. Just that simple. I'm loving using these Tim Holtz bats. I haven't used them on a lot of projects and they're just working so well. I've left all these threads. Honestly, guys, there's so many threads on this one. Now, you think we're finished? We basically are. However, I had an image. Where is that image of these two here? Now, I feel like these two are these two. So I wanted to add that onto the back. I'm going to kind of, I could tear around it, couldn't I? I wanted to add it onto the back of the journaling card. Because, yeah, I kind of feel like these are the two on the front. In life and in death. Boom, 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 boom. And, yeah, I just thought, there was nowhere to add them onto the actual project. So I thought they'd work really well down on the back here. And I do like decorating the back of things. Don't they just look so cute together? You're like, oh, adorable, guys. To be so in love that you're still together in death. And they're like, cursed? Ha! We laugh at your curse. We aren't cursed. We're just happy. And I love the fact that even though, you know, they're skeletons, they're both super still dressed up. Like, yeah, they're keeping up appearances. I'm just taking some of the paper that we've used on the front as well. I kind of want these two on the back, just like that. I don't think I want anything else with it. I don't think so. Could add some music paper, I suppose. You know, maybe he likes to sing her a song. I know my granddad always loved singing. He had a particular song he used to sing to my grandma when she was alive. And when she passed, he still used to sing it all the time at the table. I think it was just his way of kind of remembering her. And yeah, it was very sweet. And now whenever I hear that song, I think of them. And it's a really, I mean, I'm not going to sing it, copyright. But it was just a really simple song, but it obviously meant a lot to him. And he used to just sing all the time with it. Oh my gosh, maybe that's where I came out singing from. I wasn't self-conscious at all about any of it. And yeah, it was just very sweet. But this is what I thought. This is the couple in life. So you've got their skeletons on the front, but on the back you get to see them as they were. Still smiling, still happy, still dapper. Oh, very dapper gentleman and lady. Can you use dapper with ladies? It's more of a term used for gentlemen, but in today's day and age, who cares? Ugh, so that's what I wanted to put on the back. I feel like it still needed something there, but we're going to leave it, and that's the front. I'm just going to pick up some of this embossing in some gold, just to pick it out a little bit and to distinguish it a lot from, there's a lot of black on here, so it just helps bring a little something. A little summer. So we've got the gold on there. Oh, aren't they just adorable? Right, and they're going to fit in, and you're just kind of going to see the back, but not too much. And as I said, it could be a pocket on a page. So you got a page, it could be a pocket. Oh my gosh, this could even be a flip out. So, you know, it would work great as a flip out, actually. Now I want to use it as a flip out. It can be a tuck spot on a page. And yeah, it can be a floating pocket. But that's today's one, guys. That's day 18. I had so much fun with this one. It's quite simple, really. You know, I haven't done too much to it at all. And it's got no extra flip outs or anything like that. And obviously when you take them out, dun, 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 you get the music paper. And then you can see the pair of them on the back. This needs some stenciling. This does need something. But there we go, guys. What do we think? That's day 18. I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I will be back soon with another video. Until next time, wherever you are in the world, guys, I hope you're having lots and lots of creepy, crafty fun. Bye for now.